Something is happening in the U.S. economy right now. Prices are rising, debts are soaring, and your savings could be at risk. Donald Trump doesn't want you to see this hidden collapse, but today we're uncovering the truth. Stay with me, because what you're about to learn could change how you protect your money and your future.
Have you ever felt like something in the economy just doesn't add up? Maybe prices are rising faster than your paycheck, or your investments aren't growing the way you expected. What if I told you that there's a hidden collapse happening right under our noses, one that most people don't fully understand, and that Donald Trump in particular doesn't want you to see? Today, we're going to break it down in simple terms so you can understand what's really going on. First, let's talk about the most obvious signs: inflation. You might have noticed that groceries cost more, gas prices spike randomly, and everyday expenses keep creeping higher. On the surface, this seems normal. Markets go up and down. But the real problem is the pace and scale of these increases. Inflation erodes the value of your money. If your paycheck doesn't keep up, you're effectively earning less. That means you can buy less with the same amount of money.
Then there's the national debt. The U.S. government owes trillions of dollars, and every year it borrows more to cover expenses. On paper, this may look like normal budgeting, but the hidden risk is enormous. If the government cannot pay back its debts, or if interest rates rise significantly, the impact on the economy could be catastrophic. Banks, businesses, and even everyday Americans could feel the ripple effects. Next, consider unemployment and underemployment. Official reports may show low unemployment numbers, but many people are working jobs that don't pay enough to cover basic living costs. This underemployment is a subtle signal of economic weakness that is often overlooked. When large numbers of Americans struggle to make ends meet, consumer spending, the backbone of the economy, suffers.
One more major factor is the stock market. While it may look like a thriving bull market, many analysts warn that it is inflated by artificial measures like low interest rates and government stimulus. When these supports are removed, the market could crash, wiping out retirement accounts and savings. This hidden collapse could be closer than most people realize. So why would Donald Trump or any politician want this hidden collapse to remain unseen? Simply put, it's about perception. If people understand how fragile the economy really is, they may question political leadership and demand accountability. Political narratives often focus on success and growth while masking underlying vulnerabilities.
By the end of this series, you'll understand the cracks in the U.S. economy and why they matter to your financial future. More importantly, you'll see how hidden economic risks, if ignored, could impact your savings, your job, and your way of life. In Part 2, we'll dig into how government policies and political decisions have contributed to this hidden collapse and what it means for everyday Americans.
Now that we've seen the warning signs of the hidden collapse, it's important to understand why it's happening and how political decisions, including those by Donald Trump and his administration, have contributed to the problem. Many policies, even when presented as helpful, can worsen financial instability without most people realizing it. One major factor is tax policy. Tax cuts, especially for corporations and the wealthy, are often promoted as a way to stimulate economic growth. While this can create short-term gains in the stock market, the long-term effect is often a larger national debt. When government revenue drops, but spending continues, the country borrows more money, increasing financial risk. This borrowing fuels debt that may one day lead to economic strain or even a crisis.
Another factor is regulation, or the lack of it. Regulations exist to protect consumers, workers, and the environment. Loosening regulations can benefit big businesses, but it often comes at the expense of ordinary citizens. For example, financial deregulation can allow risky banking practices, creating conditions for a market crash similar to what happened in 2008. Hidden risks build quietly, but when the bubble bursts, millions feel the consequences. Trade policies also play a hidden role. Tariffs and trade wars are sometimes framed as protecting American jobs. In reality, these policies can drive up the cost of imported goods, creating inflation. Prices rise not because people are spending too much, but because the government and businesses are making economic moves that reduce supply or increase costs. Ordinary Americans end up paying the price, often without realizing why.
Government stimulus programs can also have unintended consequences. Programs meant to help the economy often inject cash into markets, but they can artificially inflate asset prices like housing or stocks. While it seems like a temporary boost, it hides the underlying weaknesses in the economy. When the stimulus ends, those inflated markets may collapse, leaving ordinary citizens exposed. Even political messaging contributes to the hidden collapse. Leaders often highlight achievements like stock market highs or job creation numbers, but these statistics can mask economic fragility. While media coverage focuses on apparent growth, millions of Americans struggle with stagnant wages, rising debt, and shrinking purchasing power. This contrast between perception and reality is exactly why the collapse remains hidden for most people.
Finally, consider interest rate manipulation by the Federal Reserve. Low interest rates can make borrowing cheap, encouraging spending and investment. However, keeping rates too low for too long can create bubbles. These bubbles don't last forever. When interest rates rise to stabilize the economy, loans become more expensive, debt becomes harder to manage, and financial strain spreads rapidly. In short, policies intended to appear helpful, tax cuts, deregulation, trade maneuvers, stimulus programs, and interest rate strategies can all quietly amplify hidden risks. When combined, they create a fragile economic system that can collapse quickly if a trigger occurs. In Part 3, we'll explore how this hidden collapse directly affects your daily life, from your paycheck to your retirement savings, and why ignoring it can be dangerous for your financial future.
By now, we've discussed the warning signs and the policies that contribute to a hidden economic collapse. But you might be asking, how does this really affect me? The truth is, the impact is closer to home than most people realize, touching everything from your paycheck to your retirement savings. Let's start with inflation. Inflation may seem like just numbers on a chart, but it directly affects your daily life. When prices rise faster than your income, your purchasing power drops. For example, if groceries cost 10% more this year, but your salary only rises by 3%, you're effectively losing money. Even small changes accumulate over months and years, silently eroding your standard of living. Next is job stability and underemployment. Even if unemployment numbers appear low, many Americans are employed in jobs that don't pay enough to cover basic expenses. This underemployment is often hidden because traditional statistics count anyone working, regardless of whether their income is sufficient. If the economy falters further due to hidden risks, layoffs or reduced hours could hit sectors that appear stable today, making it harder for ordinary families to plan for the future. Housing and real estate are also affected. Rising interest rates or market instability can increase mortgage costs, making it harder for people to buy homes or keep their current ones. For renters, inflation and housing costs can consume a larger portion of income, leaving less money for savings, emergencies, or investment. Hidden economic weaknesses mean these housing pressures could worsen unexpectedly.
Investments, retirement accounts, and 401ks are another area where the collapse hits hard. Many Americans assume their retirement savings are safe, but stock market volatility, government debt, and artificial inflation can reduce the value of investments quickly. A market crash could wipe out years of growth in retirement accounts, leaving people scrambling to adjust their financial plans. Even those with long-term strategies may face delays in achieving financial security. Debt is also a key factor. Credit card balances, student loans, and personal loans may seem manageable now, but economic instability often leads to higher interest rates. If your payments increase unexpectedly, or if your income becomes less reliable due to underemployment, your debt burden can grow rapidly, creating financial stress that is difficult to escape.
Consumer confidence is another subtle but powerful effect. When people notice their money doesn't go as far, they spend less, which slows economic growth further. This feedback loop can accelerate the hidden collapse, making everyday expenses even more challenging. Finally, mental and emotional stress should not be underestimated. Economic uncertainty affects not only finances, but also personal well-being. Anxiety over bills, savings, and future stability can lead to long-term stress that affects health, productivity, and relationships. The hidden collapse is not just numbers on paper, it impacts real people in tangible ways. Understanding these effects is critical. Recognizing the invisible threats gives you the power to plan, protect your money, and make decisions that reduce risk. In Part 4, we'll discuss practical steps you can take now to safeguard yourself and your family against this hidden collapse.
Now that we've explored the hidden collapse and how it affects your daily life, the next question is, what can I do to protect myself? The good news is that there are concrete, practical steps anyone can take to reduce risk and safeguard their financial future, even amid economic uncertainty. Step 1. Build an emergency fund. This is the foundation of financial security. An emergency fund should cover at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses, ideally in a safe, easily accessible account. This ensures that if inflation spikes, a job is lost, or unexpected bills appear, you won't be forced to rely on high-interest debt. Think of it as a protective buffer against the hidden collapse.
Step 2. Diversify your investments. Many Americans put most of their savings into a single type of investment, like the stock market or retirement accounts. Diversification spreads risk across multiple assets, including stocks, bonds, real estate, and even commodities like gold. While no investment is completely risk-free, spreading money across different areas reduces the chance that a single collapse wipes out your entire portfolio. Step 3. Reduce high-interest debt. Credit cards, payday loans, and other high-interest debts can escalate quickly, especially if the economy worsens or interest rates rise. Prioritize paying down these debts as quickly as possible. Even a small reduction in debt can increase financial flexibility and reduce stress.
Step 4. Increase financial literacy. Knowledge is power. Understanding how inflation, government policies, and market dynamics affect your money can help you make smarter decisions. Follow reliable financial news, read educational resources, or consult financial advisors. Being informed allows you to recognize risks before they become crises. Step 5. Focus on income stability and growth. If possible, diversify your income sources. Freelancing, side businesses, or investing in skills that increase your earning potential can protect against sudden job loss. In uncertain economic times, multiple income streams are a hedge against instability.
Step 6. Plan for long-term goals carefully. While it's tempting to chase high returns, remember that stability is more important in a collapsing economy. Review retirement plans, saving strategies, and major purchases with a realistic eye. Avoid making decisions based solely on short-term gains or media hype. Step 8. Stay aware of political and economic developments. Hidden risks often become visible through policy changes or market signals. Track key indicators like interest rates, national debt, inflation trends, and major regulatory shifts. Awareness allows you to act early rather than reacting after a financial setback. Ultimately, protecting yourself is about preparation and resilience. You may not control the economy or political decisions, but you can control how you respond. By taking proactive steps, you reduce vulnerability and position yourself to weather economic storms more effectively. In Part 5, we'll examine how Trump's leadership and future policies could accelerate these hidden risks, helping you understand what to watch for in the coming months and years.
Understanding the hidden collapse is one thing, but to fully grasp the risk, we need to examine the role of leadership, specifically how Donald Trump's policies and decisions could accelerate economic fragility. While political debates often focus on slogans or achievements, the real impact lies in the financial decisions made behind the scenes. First, consider fiscal policies. Trump's administration has historically supported large tax cuts for corporations and the wealthy. While marketed as stimulating growth, these policies often increase the national debt because government spending continues without matching revenue. A growing debt burden puts pressure on the economy, as more money is spent servicing interest rather than funding programs that benefit the public. The hidden collapse intensifies when borrowing reaches unsustainable levels.
Second, trade decisions play a critical role. Tariffs and trade restrictions may be framed as protecting American jobs, but they often result in higher consumer prices. For example, tariffs on imported goods can raise manufacturing costs, which are then passed on to everyday consumers. Inflation rises quietly, slowly eroding the purchasing power of ordinary Americans. Hidden economic weakness builds as consumers pay more while wages lag behind. Regulatory rollbacks are another key factor. Loosening financial regulations may benefit corporations in the short term, but increases systemic risk. Banks and investment firms may engage in riskier practices when oversight is reduced, creating conditions for potential market crashes. If a crisis occurs, it is everyday Americans who feel the effects first, through job loss, reduced retirement savings, or decreased access to credit.
The energy sector is also impacted. Policies favoring fossil fuels or rapid deregulation of energy markets can lead to volatile prices. When energy costs spike, everything from transportation to food production becomes more expensive. This isn't always visible in the media, but it quietly drives inflation and adds to financial strain on households. Another hidden risk is political uncertainty. Markets react not only to policies, but also to the perception of stability. Aggressive or unpredictable decisions can shake investor confidence, causing stock market volatility. Retirement accounts, pensions, and personal investments are all tied to market performance, meaning that uncertainty at the top trickles down to individual finances.
Trump's approach to debt and spending also matters. Large infrastructure projects, military spending increases, or stimulus measures may appear beneficial, but if funded through borrowing rather than sustainable revenue, they contribute to economic fragility. The hidden collapse grows silently, masked by headlines that highlight temporary wins while ignoring long-term vulnerabilities. Finally, consider international relations and global perception. Decisions that impact trade agreements, alliances, or global economic partnerships can create ripple effects. Disruptions in international trade or financial markets can quickly affect domestic prices, job markets, and investment returns, compounding the hidden risks already present.
In short, the combination of tax strategies, trade policies, regulatory rollbacks, energy decisions, and political uncertainty can accelerate the hidden collapse. Recognizing these factors allows everyday Americans to prepare, adapt, and protect themselves from potential shocks. In Part 6, we'll wrap up with what the future could look like and the steps you can take today to navigate this economic storm safely, ensuring you remain resilient no matter what happens.
Now that we've explored the warning signs, the policies, how it affects you, and the Trump factor, it's time to look forward. What could the future hold, and how can you navigate this hidden collapse to protect your finances, your family, and your peace of mind? First, it's important to accept reality. Economic instability is not always visible in the headlines, and politicians often focus on appearances rather than facts. Being realistic about the risks gives you an advantage. Understanding trends like rising debt, inflation, and market volatility allows you to make proactive decisions rather than react when it's too late. Awareness is the first tool for resilience. Second, planning for multiple scenarios is essential. The economy rarely follows a straight path, so prepare for both slowdowns and sudden shocks. This includes having emergency savings, diversified investments, and multiple income streams. By imagining the worst-case scenarios, you can ensure that you have the flexibility to adjust without facing catastrophic losses. Next, focus on long-term financial health. Avoid short-term, high-risk schemes that promise quick gains. While tempting, these strategies often fail during a collapse. Instead, prioritize stable assets, inflation-protected accounts, and investments with historically lower volatility. Gradually increasing financial knowledge will allow you to recognize safe opportunities and avoid dangerous ones.
Another critical step is staying informed but discerning. Political news, economic reports, and market trends can be overwhelming. Focus on credible sources and look beyond headlines. Understand the difference between temporary fluctuations and long-term structural issues. This discernment helps you avoid panic-driven decisions that could worsen your financial situation. It's also essential to consider community and network support. Shared resources, knowledge, and advice from trusted peers and mentors can provide insights you might not discover alone. Networking with financially savvy individuals can offer guidance on protecting assets, recognizing hidden risks, and making smart choices. Community can act as an informal safety net during uncertain times.
Mental resilience is just as important as financial preparation. Economic instability often leads to stress, anxiety, and poor decision-making. Regularly assessing your situation, setting achievable goals, and practicing patience will help you maintain clarity. Emotional control ensures that even during turbulence, you make rational choices rather than impulsive reactions. Finally, take action now. Waiting until a crisis hits limits your options. Start small if necessary. Build an emergency fund, review debts, diversify investments, and educate yourself about economic trends. Each step you take reduces vulnerability and strengthens your ability to withstand shocks. The hidden collapse is real, and ignoring it can have serious consequences. But with awareness, preparation, and proactive strategies, you can protect yourself and even thrive in uncertain times. By understanding the risks, learning how policies and leadership decisions affect the economy, and taking control of your finances, you position yourself to face the future with confidence rather than fear. Remember, knowledge is your most powerful tool. The economy may be fragile, but your preparedness can be unshakable. The hidden collapse doesn't have to control your life. It only affects those who ignore the warning signs. The hidden collapse may be closer than you think, but knowledge is your most powerful tool. Build your emergency fund, diversify your investments, and stay informed. You can protect yourself, your family, and your future. Don't wait for the crisis. Take action now. Remember, preparation today can make you unshakable tomorrow.